Yes, Nana. Shall we start? Yes. Root nodule formation. How we were discussing. We came up to where, Nana? Infection thread. Reaching which cells of the root?
Good morning, sir.
Hi, Nana. Good morning. Okay. So, root nodule formation mechanism is concerned. So these were epidermal cells. This was root hair cell with cell wall breached. Where are rhizobium bacteria, Nana? Now in the infection.
Right.
So they gained entry. So this infection, so this should be the next diagram you have to draw now. So what were the tissues inside cortical cells? Of course, epidermis. Beneath is cortex, we know. What is innermost layer of the cortex, Nana? In a root, what is innermost layer of the cortex, Nana? Endodermis, isn't it? Next to the endodermis, what do you see? Pericycle. How many layered is pericycle in the roots? Remember, Nana? Can you recollect? And pericycle in roots is few layered. Number one. And you also know in a dicot root. Can you tell me what were the functions of pericycle, Nana, in a dicot root? Can anyone recollect and tell me? Pericycle in dicot roots causes number one, lateral roots origin. That's why they were called endogenous. Kada, Nana? In addition, it was also giving rise to a part of vascular cambium to help in secondary growth. If it is monocot root, no secondary growth. Only one function the pericycle has was giving rise to lateral roots, which are endogenous. Kadanana, remember beta. Okay. So, rhizobium bacteria are brought into the cortex close to the endodermis and pericycle by the infection thread. So, this is infection thread. Tell me, Nana, what is the chemistry of membrane of infection thread? Can anyone please? What is chemistry of membrane of infection thread? It in fact was invagination of what, Nana? Kanpistunda beta, able to see diagram? Any problem? Able to hear me, Nana?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. If it is the question of what is chemistry of membrane of infection thread, it is nothing but cell membrane, no, Nana. So what should be the chemistry means? Lipoproteinaceous, isn't it? It is just invagination of cell membrane that is carrying rhizobium bacteria. Now, when carried into the cortex, here what is going to happen? That is important, Nana. These are rhizobium bacteria. The membrane establishes contact with the membrane of cortical cells, fuses with membrane of cortical cells. Membrane of infection thread. Membrane of infection thread fuses with membrane of cortical and pericycle cells. Both, Nana, cortical and pericycle cells. To release, guess and tell me. To release rhizobium bacteria into the cells. See, Nana, how the nature how the things are going on in the nature. So once the tip is ruptured or fused with the cortical cells, so where do these will go now? They go into the cortical cells and even pericycle cells also. Bacteria released. By fusing with cortical cells, membranes. How? It is the ability of bacteria, you can say, Nana. The red colored I am showing are rhizobium bacteria. Then, now, the bacteria multiply in the cells, induce rapid mitosis in cortical and pericycle cells to form small nodules, the so-called root nodules. So the bacteria multiply and induce rapid mitosis in cortical and pericycle cells. See the point here, Nana. In the text, he says cortical. In the diagram, he has mentioned clearly pericycle cells also. That's important to remember. Important to remember. In the cortical and pericycle cells. How is that rapid mitosis, Nana? The rapid mitosis is influenced by auxins of the host, cytokinins of bacteria. Another important thing. So this rapid mitosis is by one, auxins of host. Host is induced to produce oxygen for rapid division by bacteria again. But cytokinins by bacteria. See now how sometimes the question arises as to it has induced the cells to release auxins to induce division, but cytokinins by itself it is producing there. This is another important thing to remember, Nana. Bacteria themselves multiplied and inducing rapid cell division in cortical and pericycle. Cortical and pericycle, be careful here, Nana, to remember. Then that rapid mitosis is due to auxins of host, cytokinins of bacteria. And how is that connections established also? Be careful, Nana. The membrane of the infection thread fused with membrane of cortical and pericycle cells to release bacteria into them. So they have gone into cortex and pericycle cells. Done, Nana?
Yes, sir.
Now, see another change. Bacteria change their shape, become rod shaped, Nana now. Before that, they were spherical, in fact. That's why Rhizobium is also a bacillus type. Some interpret it as initially spherical, but now become rod shaped. When in the root nodule, was it aerobic or anaerobic, Nana? That point we mentioned already.
Anaerobic. Anaerobic.
Aerobic. When in the soil, aerobic. Was it causing nitrogen fixation when in the soil?
No, sir.
No, because nitrogenous cannot operate when it is aerobic. It can operate only when it is anaerobic because that needs protection from oxygen. Shall I rub off this, Nana?
Yes.
So wait a minute.
Yeah. Draw the diagram and point-wise be careful, Nana. Here, concept-oriented questions possible. In the labeling of the diagram of textbook, he mentioned in cortical and pericycle cells. But in the text, when it comes to, mentioned only as cortical cells. So we take it as both cortical and pericycle cells. And just mentioned as induced rapid mitosis. That in fact is by auxin cytokinins. Auxins of post cytokinins of bacteria. Another important thing to remember, though it is not there in textbook.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So rapid mitosis in the cortical and pericycle cells results in nodule formation. Rapid mitosis in cortical and pericycle cells results in nodule formation. Nothing but the so-called root nodule. At this stage, if you see the root system, you see them more in the branched areas. So these are root nodules. And the cells of the root nodule have now a specialty. They are filled with rhizobium bacteria. The cells of root nodule are cytological specialty also there, Nana. Mostly polyploids within that tetraploids. Especially tetraploids. So number of chromosomal sets increases in the cells. Now, the rhizobium bacteria, after inducing rapid mitosis, they have gone into the cortical and pericycle cells. So in the root nodule, what are they going to do now? Then the bacteria become rod-shaped and called bacteroids, a technical term. Do you know the meaning of oid, Nana, as I have been telling you?
Very
L-
good.
rhizoid, root-like, phylloid, leaf-like, zooid, animal-like. Could you recollect? So bacteroid, what does it mean actually? Bacteria-like. They are not considered to be true. So they changed the shape, became rod-shaped and called bacteroids.
Yes.
And these bacteroids in groups develop a membrane around. That is from the membrane of cortical or pedicycle cell, host cell. So the membrane of the host cell forms peribacteroid membrane. There is a functional peculiarity, Nana. Peribacteroid membrane around which leg hemoglobin forms a film. What for it forms a film? Can you guess and tell me, Nana? Concept. Guess and tell me better. Chocolate question to you.
So once you can repeat the question.
Yeah. Let us take this is a cortical cell. Its membrane. So a cell of root nodule. Literally, it is a cell of root nodule. Able to see the diagram, Nana?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cell of root nodule. In that bacteria, which are rod-shaped or with a membrane around. These are all bacteria. Membrane around. What shaped are they? Rod-shaped. Which we call them as bacteroids, literally. So these are bacteroids. Peribacteroid membrane. What does peri mean? Peri means what, Nana? Around. Remember, periplastidial space, around the plastid, perimitochondrial space, around mitochondria, perinuclear space, around the nucleus, pericycle, around the steel. Got the idea, Nana? What does peri mean? Peritrichous bacteria, could you recollect? With flagella all over the surface, all around peri. So peribacteroid membrane. Who forms that peribacteroid membrane? Membrane of the host. This is another important thing, Nana. Around which now leg hemoglobin forms a film. My question was, why leg hemoglobin is forming a film around peribacteroid membrane? Why should it be? Is the question to you now. Chocolate question.
To protect from O2.
Yes, Nana, very good. Leg hemoglobin is causing a sort of compartmentation around. We know what tendency it has, Nana, absorbing oxygen. So, making the area around these bacteroids free of oxygen. What colored was leg hemoglobin pigment, Nana?
Red or pink?
Red or pink. Very good. And heme part is from గుర్తుంది కదా
Root host.
Globin part is from bacteria. So enzyme in them now becomes functional to cause nitrogen fixation. So cell of a root nodule, bacteroid, peribacteroid membrane surrounded by leg hemoglobin. See, Nana, how peculiar. It is a sort of compartmentation, you should call it, Nana. It is otherwise called metabolic compartmentation. Why, you know? Host cells, are they aerobes or anaerobes?
Aerobes.
Aerobes. Host cells are living aerobic, but bacteria should live as anaerobes. See how the compartmentation is being done. So these are now living as anaerobes. So these rod-shaped bacteria, we know, live as anaerobes, and nitrogen fixation is carried out by them. Done, Nana? Is it okay to rub up this part?
Yes, sir.
So the nitrogenase of so-called rod-shaped rhizobium bacteria. Rhizobium bacteroids causes nitrogen fixation. Meanwhile, root nodules establish contact with vasculature of the root. What for, Nana?
అన్న ఈయన ఏం చెప్తున్నాడు నాకు అర్థం కాక ఇప్పుడు రాస్తున్నా మొన్నటి రాయలేదు కదా సో
ఎందుకు రాయలేదు నాన్న మొన్నటిది? రితిక మ్యూట్ చేయి నాన్న. ఓకే, డన్. Nitrogenase of rod-shaped rhizobium bacteroids causes nitrogen fixation, that is under anaerobic conditions. Meanwhile, what is happening? Root nodules establish contact with vascular tissues. So which we otherwise call them as vascular connections. Guess and tell me better, what for the vascular connections required? The nitrogen fixed need to be transported through which tissue, Nana?
Xylem.
Through xylem it has to be transported. So they should be in contact with means vasculature. Because nitrogen fixed is in the root, but its requirement is actually in the shoot, wherein amino acids, protein synthesis should take place, assimilation should take place. And the mechanism involved in that, we have already seen how nitrogen atoms, two nitrogen atoms, each will give rise to a molecule of ammonia. That part we have already seen. Tell me now, what is the ploidy of cells of root nodule? Polyploids, mostly tetraploids. Then cells of root nodules are which part of the host root? Cortex and pericycle part. Root nodules are formed from which cells of the host root? Means cortical and pericycle cells. During root nodule formation, oxygen is released from whom? Host cell. Cytokinins are from bacteria. Tell me, peribacteroid membrane is formed from where? Is it bacteria only developed it, or it has come from the host cells?
From the host cells.
From host membrane, host cell membrane. Peribacteroid membrane formed by host cell membrane, Nana.
Yes, sir.
So better you write near the labeling there itself, that's better. By host cell membrane. Is it okay, Nana, the small letters? Could you read?
Yes, sir.
Very nice. What do bacteroids? What is the shape of bacteroids, Nana?
Rod shape.
You can that way treat rhizobium as morphology wise. Suppose if you take, Nana, polymorphic,
Yes.
pleomorphic or pleuromorphic, you can call them. The example of pleomorphic was Acetobacter, A-C-T-O. Don't mistake it as azoto. Azoto is aerobic nitrogen fixing. Acetobacter, acetic acid producing bacterium. That again you come across in chapter microbes and human welfare.
Rhizobium is
Yeah, Acetobacter, pleomorphic. You can call rhizobium also pleomorphic. It is changed shape according to the environment.
Yes, sir.
That way. Okay, Nana. So that's how the root nodule formation. Important things to remember from the beginning if you go back. What was first host root releasing, Nana? Sugars, amino acids, flavonoids to attract rhizobium bacteria. And attracted rhizobium bacteria to reach the surface of the wall. Lectins also were released from the host only. What the lectins are doing there? binding the sugar to the surface of the wall so that bacteria will come to the surface of the wall. On reaching the surface of the wall, first bacteria released Nod factor, which resulted in curling, then released enzymes. Which enzymes, Nana? Cellulase, pectinase, which caused breaching of the wall so that they reached the membrane. On reaching the membrane, they induced invagination of the membrane. What was that invagination of membrane called? Infection thread. So infection thread carried the rhizobium bacteria into the cortex and released the rhizobium bacteria in the cortical and pericycle cells. How was it releasing? By fusion of the membrane of the infection thread with membrane of the cells. It released it there. On release there, what the bacteria have done? Induced rapid mitosis in cortical and pericycle cells to form root nodules. During that time, auxins are released from host, cytokinins are from rhizobium bacteria. Isn't it, Nana?
Yes, sir.
Then what was happening in rhizobium bacteria? They were multiplying and then they are changing their shape, becoming rod shaped. And what were those rod shaped called? Bacteroids. Then around the groups of bacteroids, a membrane is formed. Who has formed that membrane? Membrane of the host cells. And which is surrounded by a thin film of leg hemoglobin. That's how it is protecting enzyme nitrogenase from toxic effects of oxygen.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
now, just to go beyond additional, you take it as Nana. Frankia, if you take, this is all we were discussing was about root nodules in which rhizobium is forming root nodules and helping in nitrogen fixation. That's all a different thing. Frankia also with same nature, Nana. Frankia was belonging to which group of Monera, Nana? Was it Archaeobacterium or Cyanobacterium or Actinomycete or Eubacterium?
Cyanobacteria.
They are fungi-like. Fungi, I gave you clue. Which group of Monera?
Actinomycetes.
Actinomycetes, filamentous bacteria.
Yes, sir.
Frankia also, where it is free living in the soil, it is aerobe. Where it is in the root nodule, it is anaerobic. And tell me, Nana, Frankia was forming root nodules in which plants? Non-leguminous plants. What were examples of non-leguminous plants with root nodules?
Alnus casuarina.
Very good. Very good. Oh, I forgot chocolate accord, Nana. Who was that gave the answer for leg hemoglobin when I asked? Role of leg hemoglobin? Who was that, Nana? A boy. Who was that?
Sir, Gangaraju, sir.
Huh?
Sir,
Voice.
Gangaraju.
Rangaraju. Rangaraju, Anana. Mar peremo different gostumi. When you are talking. Very good, beta. Your name is Rangaraju, right?
No, sir, Gangaraju.
Gangaraju, Anana.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Gangaraju. Very good, Nana. Were there any chocolates in your account already? No. Gangaraju pair first time intunna Nana. Intaku mundu you were there from the beginning in this section?
Yes, sir.
Last year also you were there?
Yes, sir.
Why? So unnoticed. So calm you are in the class. Isn't it, Nana? So Gangaraju, in your account a chocolate is there, Nana. Maintain the account yourself. I'll give you at the end. End of second year. I'll give you. Okay? So Frankia also same like rhizobium, Nana, is also free living when in the soil. Sorry, free living aerobe when in the soil. And becomes anaerobic when in the root nodule. In case of cyanobacteria, in cyanobacteria, heterocystous cells protect the nitrogenase. In cyanobacteria,
Nostocandina.
yes. Have you heard about when we were talking about the kingdom Monera? We showed the diagram and we were labeling there as heterocysts, special type of cells.
Yes, sir, with the mucilaginous covering.
With mucilaginous covering, they were helping in nitrogen fixation. It's because of
Nitrogen fixation.
cyanobacteria, heterocystous cells. Heterocyst, straight away we can say. Protect from oxygen. Protect nitrogenase. Able to read the bottom line, Nana?
Yes, sir, it is
Yes,
visible.
sir.
Very good. 1 minute. Done all of you, Nana? So that was one event of nitrogen cycle we discussed so far, Nana. That is the major event actually. Remaining are just one paragraph each only, not much to be discussed there, just with examples and all we go with. If you have done it, I'll rub off and proceed with the next thing.
So why is it forming bacterioid?
Yes, Nana?
So why is it forming bacterioid, sir?
There is no reason mentioned, but why are they becoming rod shaped? No logic, no reason also mentioned. Maybe it's an adaptation to live as anaerobe. Possible reason better.
Okay, sir.
That is the only possible reason. Just with logic, if we go. Okay, Nana?
Yes, sir.
Done it all of you, Nana? Shall I rub off? So which cells of the root form root nodules? Tell me once again.
Cortex.
Cortex and pericycle.
Ah. During that rapid mitosis, auxins are from host cells. Cytokinins are from rhizobium bacteria. So rhizobium bacteria multiplied in the host, then transformed into rod shape. Shall I rub off Nana now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So the next step, ammonification. This diagram gives you clarity, Nana. It's not there in the textbook. Of course, it's there in Akash material. So, second of nitrogen cycle, ammonification. Assimilation part we see at the end. Actually, second event in the order we mentioned it as assimilation. That is to be discussed at the end. Ammonification. Tell me, Nana, what was ammonification? Nothing but conversion of, it is a kind of composition. Conversion of nitrogenous compounds.
Into ammonia.
Yes. Like amino acids and proteins. Into ammonia. It is done by saprophytic decomposers. So, from the dead plant and animal remains. So, that feed on dead plant animal remains. What do we call them, Nana? Decomposers or
Decomposers.
saprophytes. The dead plant and animal remains undergo this process. Ammonification is carried out by saprophytic decomposers like one, Bacillus. Different species are there, Nana. Bacillus vulgaris. Two, Bacillus rhamosus or ramosus, either of the ways you can call it. Sorry, some books they give RA, some books they give R. 3, Bacillus mycoides. If it is the question of mode of nutrition in them, what is your answer? Saprophytic. So they are a type of chemoheterotrophs. Chemoheterotrophs are truly heterotrophs, which may be parasitic, saprophytic, symbiotic. Rhizobium, when in the soil, saprophytic. When in the root nodule, symbiotic. Frankia also, when in the soil, saprophytic. When in the root nodule, symbiotic. And there is additional source of ammonia in the soil. Volcanic eruptions. This is also equally important to remember, Nana.
Sir, is it mycoids or myeloids?
Mycoids. Sorry. See beta. Mycoids. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Volcanic eruptions and excreta of animals. So in animals, it has undergone partial breakdown. That is ammonification also. Volcanic eruptions and excreta of animals. Also the source of ammonia in nature. That can also be. That's all is for ammonification, step 2. Then step 3, nitrification. Done this, Nana? Shall I
Oh,
rub
1
off?
minute, sir. So 1 minute.
No problem, Nana. We have enough time this week. Nothing to be hurried.
Sir,
Tell me better.
sir, after this, it will be respiration chapter, no, sir?
Yes, Nana. Only introductory part.
In up till aerobic respiration, they have mentioned, sir. So TCA and the ETS cycle will be for this week, sir.
No, beta. As per NCERT textbook, if you see the subheading aerobic respiration, up to that it means
Okay, sir.
in the NCERT textbook pattern they followed for these headings, Nana. Aerobic respiration means it's up to page 231. So which includes glycolysis. That is very, very important thing.
Yes, sir.
Then TCA cycle onwards won't be there. It's just up to that heading.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Done, sir.
Done. Very good. Next should be.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Done, sir.
Very good. Subheading 3, nitrification. Tell me, Nana, what was nitrification? As per the cycle we have drawn, conversion of ammonia into nitrate is nitrification. But that is chemoautotrophs doing it. Chemoautotrophs are nothing but chemosynthetic. They are a kind of autotroph. They synthesize food materials, but derive carbon from organic compounds, energy also from by the oxidation. So 3, subheading 3, nitrification. Nothing but conversion of ammonia into nitrates. Nothing but N-O-3-methyl.
Sir.
Was the main usable form. Wait.
So you
Sir,
getting a
your
Yeah.
camera is off, sir.
It is. It's let it go, Nana. So noise now. Into nitrates. Let it go. Okay. Conversion of ammonia into nitrates. The main usable form. Once again, just to emphasize. Is nitrification. It is carried out by chemoautotrophic bacteria. What are chemoautotrophs, Nana? That derive energy from oxidation of chemicals but use atmospheric CO2 to reduce into carbohydrates. So source of energy is chemicals, chemo. Photoautotroph, source of energy is sunlight. So that for reducing carbon dioxide into carbohydrate, they are synthesizing food material. They are a kind of chemosynthetic bacteria, you can otherwise call them. Deriving energy, yes, Nana. Network provider setting update. New settings are available. Would you like to update them now? Any problem if it is now?
Sir, time also completed, sir.
Oh,
Nine.
but time. No. One more. It's 9:03. Okay, beta. We continue tomorrow then. No problem. Because we have another class. Nothing to hurry up. I'll stop here now. Shall I?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye, Nana. Bye,
Thank you.
Nana.
Sir, bye, sir.
Bye, Nana.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye, Nana.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye, Nana. Shall I close it?